So on today's video, we are talking about our 5-year anniversary here, moving back to Dominican Republic.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. And it seems like it was yesterday. It ain't been long. Like sometimes when something is a lot of, like something when you don't like something or something being, you think like too long, man. Sometimes you say, man, it feels like it been 10, 15 years, but no. It seems to be very short. Sometimes when I see pictures of the things that we have done, especially like what we have done as a family or what I have done with Leia going to the campo, and I say like 2023, 2022, I say, man, it's been that long? Yeah, but it feel like it was yesterday. It feel like we did this last year or sometime.
But you
not
know
that
something?
long.
We stayed in Fort Lauderdale just as long as we've been here.
Yeah, when
and
we
this
moved
is
back.
like we were longer in Fort Lauderdale.
That is a very good example. I didn't think about that, but yeah, when we went back to United States, we went to Florida. It felt like it was like 10 years that we was over there working. I guess because even though we was trying to make it happen, like to come back, so we was doing a lot of things at the same time. They should have been feel like shorter just because we were busy trying to make it happen. But at the same time, it felt like it was more than 5 years. And we have been here 5 years. It doesn't seem that long.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that long. So we have a few topics that we want to talk about it. And the first one is...
But before we get started, I got to ask you this question, man. It's just been, I don't know, it's been burning inside of me. And it's, you care about me?
Of course, what did you ask? I thought it was something serious. Something serious that he was going to ask me. But yes, of course, why?
When I go places without you, like if I go to Punta Cana, meet with Jamie, or I go out and do some real work with the realtor, Milta, or I go to Santiago with Dominican Bridge and we, why you don't get mad?
Mad for what? Do you? Are you serious asking me that?
Yeah, why?
So you want me to get mad? Okay.
I mean, break some shit or something. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't like break a plate or something, man? Why you know?
So that is how you determine the level when you like somebody, when you want somebody, when you love somebody. That is the level of.
That's level. You gotta get mad.
So you want me to be jealous? You want me to start breaking things or telling you no, you ain't going, or start fighting, like crash you and then call the police?
Yeah, that's how I know you love me, man. That's how I know you care about me.
First of all, if that is how you're gonna find the level, then it better if we just leave it like it is, because that ain't gonna happen. First of all, that is not my personality. Fight and calling police and all that, that is not with me. I'm running from that kind of thing, so that is not with me. But I don't think that, no, first of all, we are two grown persons. We are responsible for the things that we do. But for you to go out and have business matter with people,
right.
I don't have to be there. I don't have to be calling you. I don't have to face call you. I don't have to do none of that. That is not me. I don't believe that's the way that you show somebody that you love that person.
Right.
And besides that, we have been together for how long?
You know what? Over 18 years. I've known you for about, is it 18?
In any of these years, did I check your phone? Did I ask you were you going to some places? Did I ask you where you was with, what you was doing? Every time that you're gonna do something, you let me know what you're gonna do, you leave and then you come back. And then the same thing, when I'm gonna do something, I let you know, then I leave and come back. Yeah. But it's not something, even when I go to the campo, sometimes I go to the campo for a week, like in Semana Santa, I typically go for a week. We always conversate during the day, all day during messages, but you never call me FaceTime just to see what I'm doing.
Right.
It's the same thing that I never do that either. Because I don't know.
At the end of the day, the 18 years says it all. If anybody, if you hadn't done 18, I don't need to listen to you anyway. So when you get to 18 years, maybe you'll understand.
Probably, right. I don't know.
I don't know.
Where you got that from? I mean, where you asking that? I
don't know. I had a bad nightmare or something.
You have
I had a bad dream.
Okay.
I had a bad dream.
Okay. Okay, so going back to our conversation, and the first point that I want to discuss, or for us to talk about, is what people said when we first moved in. Do you want to start or you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay, some of the things they said, they didn't think that we were going to stay here for that long. They thought that we was gonna go back to United States to do the same thing. And typically, I know that some of you probably have the same experience. When you moving abroad or you're moving here to Dominican Republic, your family members start asking you, why are you moving? Why are you moving back here? You know, it's no life over here, or it's no money over here, or it's not this, it's not that. And that is the first thing that, oh yeah, okay, let's see how long you're gonna stay.
Yeah. Same thing here. Well, I don't think people, well, I'm not gonna say that. Most of the stuff I got is that, you know, why? You know, why are you going over there when you have opportunity here? You went over there last time, it didn't work, and you're gonna go back again. And the answer is yes. And 5 years later, we're still here. You know, God willing, you know what I'm saying? Everything has worked out for us as we planned and envisioned, and God willing that it continues to, you know, work out for us. So, but yeah, I think we've exceeded a lot of people's expectations. A lot of people's expectations. So the next one we're gonna talk about is the honeymoon phase versus real life. So what happens when the novelty wears off? Because when you think about moving abroad, especially moving to Dominican Republic, it's gonna be different for me than it is you, because this is your homeland, and you coming back probably was more scarier for you, more exciting, and a little bit scarier for me because it was the unknown. But I would say that the novelty of living in Dominican Republic has worn off. And there is a difference between, as I always say, living here and actually visiting. But when I say the novelty has worn off, it doesn't mean that I'm no longer excited about getting up and going out and doing things. That's not what it is. But walking around with rose-colored glasses and, you know, just excited to be here, which I am. I don't know, maybe I'm wording that wrong, but now it's more like I understand that I live here. So, you know, we got to get up, we got to go pay bills, we got to go grocery shopping, I put gas in my car, and all the normal things that that most people do on a day-to-day basis. So for me, I like this version than the honeymoon phase, because in the honeymoon phase, you're spending a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I like this version a little bit better. What about you?
Yes, I mean, it's also, I mean, you can say that it's two ways, because yeah, it is. I mean, even if you hear a lot of people talking about like, oh, when you're in Dominican Republic, you spend a lot of money. And of course it is. It's like you say, like the honeymoon stage, because when you are in that stage, you'll be going out all the time, probably eating in restaurants all the time, inviting people, and doing different things that you will not do if you will live in here just like we are now. And that part I like, because you put yourself in a position where, okay, I know what I need to do every month, pay my bills, this and that, and you have a rhythm. A rhythm? Yeah, that you follow, so you know how everything goes, you know how much money you spend during the month and all that. And also it's the other side, like when you are here on vacation, then you don't think about the daily life thing. How you say life? The thing that you have to do to take care of your business, and your life. Like when we come on vacation, okay, we talk, and that's a good thing that we don't have to do that, spend all that money. But it's also the other thing that you have to do when you live here. Like it was last week that me and my daughter spent almost all day out just doing the thing that you have to do. We have 2 doctor's appointments, and then we have to pick up something for my ears that I took back to the doctor. So doing those few things, it took us like almost all day out. And those also the other things that you need to be conscious that you have to do when you live here. Right,
because people think that when they get here, it's just gonna be, hey, I'm gonna get up in the morning, I'm gonna get my pina colada, and I'm gonna go to the beach. I mean, you can, but even if you're living here, you're still gonna have to do the same things that you did back at where you're currently living, like doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, banking, pharmacies, and all that type of stuff. So people don't really think about that when they're moving here. They think that it's just gonna be a daily beach trip and that's it. But so that right there is the difference between the honeymoon phase and real life.
So the next one is how our mindset changed in those 5 years. How was it now versus 5 years ago? You want to start, or you want me to start?
We'll start.
Okay. One of the things that it changed for me, it is that I see the Dominican Republic different before that I used to see it when I was living in the United States. And one of the things that changed, I don't know if I have mentioned it before, that I didn't used to have this lifestyle. Well, of course, I think I mentioned a lot of times. I used to have this lifestyle when I was living over here. So my mindset of Dominican Republic was different. And one of it was it was more people less unfortunate than the people that was more fortunate. Like, I don't know how many people live here, they actually have money and can live the life whatever life that they want to live. Like, they go back to United States just to visit. They don't want to live in the United States at all. They go to Europe and visit. They do whatever they want to do. They rather to stay here in the country. I didn't know that was that many people. Another thing that it changed for me, it is how the country have changed slowly, but for good. I say it's slowly but surely and for good. Because when I used to be in the United States, I used to see just what they put you in the news. Just like whenever you are living in a country, they just put the bad thing on the news, and that's what you see. Everybody telling you just how many people die, how many they kill, how many they rob, but they actually don't promote whatever is good going on in the country. Now that I'm living here, I'm able to see all these roads and the street and the progress that the country is having. The probably is not at the fast pace that some people want it, or there even is not as much as people want it, but it's growing. And that is something that I like. And another thing that my mind said have changed, it is that I think that I love my country more now that I did before when I was living here and before I went to the United States, because now I'm able to appreciate a lot of little things that I appreciate before I moved over here. Like the patience that you need to have, that is one that you need to work on sometime. But also the lifestyle. Like, I just feel good sometimes when I say, oh, I'm going to the campo. Just the knowing that I'm going to go over there, just be sitting down, even going to the river, just sit down, just talking, saying with my family. That made me feel happy. Even here in the city in Santo Domingo, or if I go to the campo. Those little things and more are the things that make me love my country more than I used to. So my mind have changed a lot these 5 years.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful, and I understand it, and honestly, I could see it. I could see it in the way you move around, and just how you are. I can tell you appreciate it a little bit more than you did when you were living over there. So how my mindset has changed is through patience. I have a lot more patience now than I had 5 years ago. The country it forces you to slow down, because if you're trying to speed up the process, only thing you're doing is you're gonna run out of breath, because they're not gonna rush, or nothing is gonna be rushed for you. So you have to force yourself to slow down and just have patience. So my mindset has changed from that. And it also has changed from a standpoint which I knew this before, but living here just made it, just magnified it a little bit more. It's just the difference in the lifestyle of how people live here versus how people live in the United States. It's just different. And for me, I can appreciate it more of the lifestyle here than I can in the US. And maybe because a lot of their values here are still intact, and a lot of those values that I'm drawn to used to be values that we had in the US, especially in the Black community. And so I gravitate toward those values a lot, because, it seems like it's like a part of me that was missing. You know what I'm saying? Especially from a community standpoint, and just seeing how the kids are treated, how they're raised, how, you still got big mamas over here, you know what I'm saying? Even though big mamas are fading out everywhere, but you still have some big mamas here. So that part of my mindset has changed, the patience and just the difference I see in how people live their life here. And like I said, I'd appreciate it. So the next one we're gonna talk about is the hard parts that very few people actually talk about when moving here. So for someone like me, who is an American, whose primary language is English, one of the hardest parts is the language barrier. For me, the most difficult piece, our life is communication. So, everything we do, we're communicating. So if you're not able to speak the language, then it does get kind of challenging in order for you to kind of maneuver the way you want to maneuver. Now, it's not impossible, but it's definitely challenging. So that's one of the things I would say the language barrier is a piece where, a lot of people don't talk about. And the next one is the bureaucracy. When it works in your favor, no one complains, but when it works against you, that's when the complaining starts. So for me, I just learned to deal with it. Things do happen slow, but when we can, get things to happen because we know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and we don't have to deal with the bureaucracy, we don't have a problem with it. So, but it can be frustrating, and those are one of the hard things that a couple of the hard things that I say people have a hard time dealing with.
And for me, it is more like, when you live in United States, when you have lived for a period of time in a place like United States, you get used to, like everybody get used to the good things. So I did. I got used to the rules and regulations that is work over there in the United States. So you get used to how things rolls over there. And then when you come back over here, then you see the difference, and then it's like a shock for you, like, why things doesn't work like it works in the United States? Well, because I am in Dominican Republic. If I want everything to work the same, it will not be the Dominican Republic. So I had to adjust and understand that. And the next one is what got easier over time. And for me, what I can say is, for the time that we've been here, just learning how to do things, it got easier. Yeah. That way I can not get frustrated. Like, for example, let me give you a quick example. It is to dealing with technician every time that we have something wrong in the house. The electrician, the plumber, you have to call somebody. I'm coming at 5, I'm coming at 7, I'm coming at 10, I'm coming at 8. Then I have something happen. It's 5 days, I'm still waiting. So I have to pay you and beg you for your service. But when I learned that it is insurance that you can get when you have the insurance, or any other company like the banks, they offer you insurance for your home. That got easier for me. Like, every time something wrong, I just go make an appointment, and they come here, come on time, pay for the whatever. If you have deductible, sometimes it doesn't have deductible depending on the service. For me, that got much easier. I'm glad and happy that I learned about that service. So with that example, it's other things that I have learned during the process how to do, and things got easier.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta stick it out, man, and you gotta, as you go through the trials and tribulations, the ebbs and flows, you start figuring things out. For me, one of the things that got easier for me is, out in them streets, navigating the city, man. You know what I'm saying?
But that always has been easy for you. Like, even when I was in the United States, you used to ride to Atlanta, like you live over there all your life. And then when we used to come over here on vacation, he used to tell me the street name over here. I didn't know. I'm from Dominican Republic. It's like, that's something they always.
But now I know how to get around this place now. Like, I don't really need a GPS unless, depending on where I'm going.
Oh, he don't need this GPS anymore. No me. I mean, not that I'm a GPS, because we've been the GPS because he know more than me, but just to be able, feel more comfortable with me. Right. Like the GPS of comptability, I say, contability, not even this GPS.
Right. I mean, I still need you sometime, man. Not as a GPS though. Well, to be honest with you, I don't need you as a you have your directional skills are bad anyway.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Right. For you, it's always been good. The direction are good for you, but you used to feel more, or you want to go with me, comfortable because you want to drive by yourself. If it's unhappy, the email the police. But now you don't feel that way anymore.
I just told you that.
This GPS.
Right. No, I wouldn't call it GPS. She's more of a comforter. Like my pillow that I feel comforable with.
Okay, let me
because when I start going to Punta Cana and driving to Santiago by myself. At first I was like, hey man, you gotta go. And then that time where you didn't want to go, or you couldn't, or you didn't want to go, you were sick, and you had a stomach issue, so you won't be in the car. And I was like, man, I gotta go to Punta Cana by myself, and I'm like, what if the police stop me? I was nervous. And then I did it, and then I was like, okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got your insurance on you, you're driving the right speed limit, nothing's gonna happen. So I've done that many a times. And even when you're in the car, I've still done it many a times, and we go back and forth and nobody we never get stopped. So I've got more comfortable navigating the city. And also what's gotten easier is just understanding the culture, just how people are, just understanding the way things work, man. I think, to be honest, I think that's the key to me. If you don't understand why they do what they do here, you're gonna be lost. And until you make an effort to understand that, then it won't work for you. So I think understanding the culture, what's expected, and not saying that you always have to do what's expected if it violates some of your values or things that you not that they actually do anything immoral, but some people just don't want to do certain things, and I get that. But as long as you understand it and you know how to maneuver around it, it'll make your life a whole lot better, is what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is how has this move changed our family. And for me, it's changed from like hustle culture versus quality time. Meaning, like, when we were in the US, it was hustle culture. Constantly working, rarely had any time together. And till when we come here, it's pretty much still a grind, but it's different. We still spend a lot of time together. My daughter takes class online. You work from home as well. I do too. So just the whole dynamic of the way our family operate is totally different. So that's changed since we moved over here. Not sure it would have been the same if we was over there.
And then for me, I would say that something that I can think of is our daughter. She has grown up. She learned English. She learned Spanish during this transition. I'm very good at Spanish, to be honest with you, Dominicanized. And the way that she have, integrate and get friends, and it's just the way that she socialized. She don't go to the school. You say that I have a whole bunch of friends, but she have a few friends, and then the family, my cousin friends, and she get with Danny, the birthday, whatever. So she's very adapted to the culture.
Right. She's blended in perfectly.
So the next one is what life look like now. What is our life now? So I will say, for me, like I know, like I have a routine. I know what to do every day. I know how it come. I know how it come next week, unless we have something scheduled. I already know the thing that I have to do, and the things that I want to do. And sometimes something they just come, it's not natural, but some they come spontaneously, like things that you want to do, you just come up. So that's how it changed. Versus, you would say, versus 5 years ago or living in the United States, it was no spontaneous. It was no spontaneous.
It was all scheduled.
Because everything was scheduled. It was just going to work, going back home, this and that, sometimes restaurant, store. But here it's like, I have a routine. If over the sun, if something come up, here, in Dominican Republic, with the Dominicans, it's always something popping up. Here, you have a lot of things popping up during the week and during the months. So that is how life is now. Yeah,
I say the same thing. Like, I found my rhythm and my routine where back in the States, everything, like I say, everything was scheduled. There is a routine. There are things scheduled, but we can also color outside those lines whenever we want to. So that in itself is the difference for me, is that we're able to kind of be more flexible here than we were over there. Like, it was very little wiggle room over there, where here it's more wiggle room. So the next one is, what advice will we give people who are looking to move here to Dominican Republic? Two things I would say is be willing to adapt and be willing to learn the culture. That is gonna make your time here that much easier, I'm telling you. If you put those two things aside and just think you're gonna come over here expecting paradise and it's gonna play out like that, it's not. People who actually live here know what it's like living here. It's funny when I hear people talk or say things about what it is like living here or being here in Dominican Republic, and they don't even live here. It's like what God told me the other day on through message when I was talking about our cost of living, saying, you need about $3,000 per month. He told me I was lying because he was over here for 3 weeks and he spent $7,000. Like, how could I take you serious? Bro, I'm living here. I do this every day. So just be willing to adapt, learn the culture, and listen to the people who have actually done it.
I would say, if you trying to move either here or any other country, just try it out. Just try it out first. See if you like it, if it's for you, because you have sometimes people that move and then they realize, no, this is not for me. You have to adapt, like he said. Come in the vacation mode. You have to come actually, if you are serious, trying to live 1-2 months, like if you were live and work from home or whatever, do it from here. Just go to the supermarket, do the thing, see if you can adapt, either going to the supermarket, dealing with the people in the supermarket, doing different things and see if it's for you. That way you don't have that big move, that be spend a lot of money just trying to move, and then after a year or after 6 months, then you decide to go back to your home country. Just try it out, just feel yourself that it's for you, and then make the move. And the last one is the big question: would you do it again? I'm asking you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Absolutely.
Yes, I will do it again. The only difference is that this time I probably will not think twice about it. It's like if you have a dream, you already knew how it's gonna be, you will say yes. But now if I do it again, you probably will say yes. You don't have that second thought.
Right. Yeah. I want to add one more item. What would you say has been the most disappointing to you?
But now that you say, I kept thinking, I can think of nothing because I didn't think about that before. But do you have one?
Yep. I think one of my biggest disappointments is, you know how you hear people talk about, like, when you move to Dominican Republic, they're going to be, people going to try to scam you, the gringo price, people going to rob you, take your phone, and, all these little things that Dominicans going to do. For me, the most disappointing thing that I've seen is not coming from Dominicans. It comes from others. And the reason why I say that is because when you see other people giving more love than your own people, that was the most disappointing thing that I could say that I've encountered since I've been here. Because I always thought when you move abroad that, especially the people who are already here, I know the people, the naysayers, they're not gonna cheer for you. But the people here, I always thought that, hey, they're gonna cheer for you. That's not true. They're not gonna cheer for you. Especially if you're in a better position than them, they wanna see you fall. I always thought that, I know that we've always showed love to everybody. To see people, those subliminals and these sneak dissing, and it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's the part I just found a little disappointing.
Yeah, I agree. I have noticed that the people are that way.
Yep.
So this is all the points that we want to address in today's video. After our 5 years living here in the Dominican Republic, there has been a very positive and good move for us. If we have to do it again, we will do it. So this is all what we have for right now. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share. And we will see you in our next one. Bye.
Peace.